Many of us are getting anxious to get out on the lakes and do some fishing.
We know you are,
Yeah.
but an announcement from the Wisconsin DNR is prompting some questions, even from the most experienced anglers like Jared. They've discovered a previously undetected parasite in wild trout in Wisconsin. And while it does not cause health concerns for humans, it does have the DNR urging people to take some extra time, clean your fishing equipment, disinfect it. Joining us now to dive into this a little bit further is David Greetbrock, section leader of fisheries culture with the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. Good morning, David. Nice to meet you.
Good morning.
So first, let's start with the basics. What is this parasite? It causes something called whirling disease, and where did you find it?
So we found this parasite in Elton Creek in northeastern Wisconsin. It's a cold water disease that affects trout and salmon. It has a life cycle where you find it in trout, the trout die or something happens to them. They release it into the environment. It's picked up by a worm and then cycles through back to the trout. It affects their nervous system, it affects their skeletal system, and causes a black tail sometimes. And the most obvious clinical sign is that it makes the fish swim in a circle.
Yeah, David, so that's what you would see if you're out there on these streams, is you just see this fish swimming around in a circle or having just odd behavior?
Correct. So it basically has the ability then when it can only swim in a circle. So normally, fish would swim away from you or mostly in a straight line, obviously, but you'll observe small fish swimming in a circle, and that's one of the most obvious signs of clinical disease.
So how concerned are you? How concerned should all of us be about this?
So we're concerned about a couple of things. Obviously, we don't want to spread this on the out on the environment, and so what we're asking people to do is take some precautions. Like when you're aware that there's whirling disease in a body of water, which as we grow our understanding of where it is in Wisconsin and other places, we're going to let the post it. We're going to give people an idea of where it is, and then educate them that, hey, it's here, be careful, clean your gear, make sure that things are clean before you move them, don't transfer fish or fish parts, don't dispose of fish parts into bodies of water, those kinds of things, just to avoid the spread of the disease. Once this disease is there, it's very difficult to get it back out. There's no way to eliminate it from the environment because the way it cycles through.
A lot of folks at home probably saying, what about my walleyes? What about my bass that I fish for? Do I not need to be worried about that? Muskies?
Sure. That's a great question, and it's obviously a lot of people are worried about that. But walleye and muskies are not known to be infected with this disease, so we're not too concerned about that right now. It's more our rainbow trout and our native brook trout stocks here in Wisconsin and in Minnesota.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question that may be obvious to the two of you, but I'm not sure exactly how to do this. But when you say clean your fishing gear, and not just clean it, but disinfect it, how exactly do we do that with fishing gear?
Sure,
I apologize if this is a silly question, but I truly don't know.
Sure, this is something that fisheries biologists obviously do a lot, but the biggest thing is, get all of the mud, all of the water, to the best of your ability off of your gear. For instance, we're also recommending things like don't use felt boots anymore in your fishing, because those felt boots are difficult to get all the mud and all of the water out of. Drying that gear is one of the best things to do. So if you can avoid going somewhere and then, or not avoid going somewhere, but if you avoid going somewhere before your gear is dry and doesn't have any more water on it. That's the kind of the best thing. We're not actually recommending a specific chemical disinfectant at this time because we don't know exactly what the best thing to do there is. The best thing is drying that gear out for as long as possible before you go to the next body of water.
All right, a good reminder to do that, so we appreciate it. All right, David Greetbrock, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.